There's no doubt about it. America has big shoes to fill. How big? 10s? 12s? How about 24s? Acres, that is. 24 football fields, sideline to sideline, end zone to end zone. That's the size of the average American's footprint. By now, you're probably wondering, is this guy nuts? Who wears a size 24 acres? Well, welcome to Ecological Footprint 101, a system that measures the number of acres it takes to produce your lifestyle, your food, your clothes, your shelter, your mobility, your entertainment, and everything else. Plus, there's the cleanup.
How much area is necessary to support me, or to support our cities, to support our economies, to support the world as a whole, all humanity, to maintain all the resources we consume and to absorb the waste. That's what the ecological footprint measures.
Several years ago at the University of British Columbia, Matisse Wackernagel began to calculate what it really requires to provide for our lives. He wanted to know how much biologically productive land and water were needed per person in every country. He wondered if the way we were living was sustainable over the long run. Turns out it takes 24 acres or more to provide for the average American, a little less for Canadians, and about half as much for Europeans. That's bad news all around, because there are less than 5 acres available for each person on Earth.
That needs to support everything we do. All the food we eat, all the resources that we consume, absorb all the waste. If everybody lived like the US average lifestyle, then it would take about 5 planets.
So we're 4 planets short, and that's just for humans.
We may choose not to use everything for ourselves because some may remember we're not the only species on this planet. The fish I eat is not available to the seal or to the whale. Today, we're using 20% more than what nature can regenerate. In other words, it would take a year and more than 2 months to regenerate everything that we use within 1 year. It's like if I start to spend more money than I earn, you know? It works for some time, but has consequences.
There is, however, some good news. It is possible to reduce our footprint and lessen our impact on the Earth. Just ask this American couple. Not long ago, Nora Daley-Peng heard a lecture about ecological footprints.
I was inspired to calculate our footprint, and actually was so inspired I sent it to everyone in my office. How many miles per gallon does your car get? So I have a Volkswagen. I'm in the 25 to 35 miles per gallon.
Nora and her husband Tien took a simple test to measure their own footprints.
10 to 100?
Yeah, that would be fair.
Yeah.
Their ecological footprints measured at about 21 acres each, nearly the American average.
I think we were surprised because we're both environmentally conscious, and to come up with a 21-acre ecological footprint was surprising. We thought we were going to do much better than the national average.
At the time, they lived in this modest suburban home.
Because it's an old home, it was uninsulated, and it was a big heat loss and energy drain. We would have to mow our lawn all the time, and I cannot stand that. Well, actually, I think our neighbors thought that we should have mowed our lawn more frequently.
The neighborhood is kind of typical suburbia, a lot of single-family homes, no sidewalks. The destination is the gas station on the on-ramp to 405. We spent a lot of time in Seattle for evening events.
It wasn't easy for us to take the bus. Wherever we had to go, we had to commute by car to get downtown Seattle, get to work.
Shortly after they took the footprint test, Tien and Nora moved into an urban townhouse on Seattle's Beacon Hill. They pay more than they did for their suburban home, but are actually saving money in other ways. Drought-tolerant plants have taken the place of the lawn they used to mow, and they water those plants from a barrel that collects rain off the roof.
This home is part of the Built Green building program.
Designed to be environmentally friendly, their new home is better insulated and much more energy efficient. But it's not just the home.
We have all Energy Star appliances. Our refrigerator and washer dryer are Energy Star rated.
And dishwasher.
Yeah. We have hardly any storage space, so it's really forced us to purge a lot.
All right.
There are stores, a library, and cafes only blocks from their new home.
Thanks.
That means they can often walk or bike to get what they need, weather permitting, of course. Otherwise, a bus stop with frequent services nearby.
It's a 5-minute walk to the bus stop, and that's really handy for myself. I work downtown.
Each of these changes reduces their footprint. They've also become part of the community-supported agriculture movement.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Nora.
Every few days, in season, they receive a box of vegetables from a local farm.
Get some carrots.
That reduces their food footprint.
I don't know what this is, actually.
Mustard green.
Oh.
It does force you to learn new recipes, like cooking with kohlrabi and fennel.
Perfect.
And
Welcome.
hello, neighbors. How are you? How's it going? The other nice thing is that it's supporting a local small farm, and it's organic produce, so it's healthy for you.
One of the things they like best about their new lifestyle is a feeling of community they didn't experience in the suburbs.
We've made new friends. Our neighbors have become our friends.
Tien and Nora feel much better about their ecological footprint now. They've reduced it by nearly half to 12 acres, about the average in Europe. They plan to find ways to cut it even further, and they hope other Americans will follow their example.
I don't think we're extreme in any sense.
Cheers to the neighbors.
Being environmentally friendly or sustainable doesn't need to be extraordinary. I don't think it was much of a sacrifice. I think a lot of Americans just don't know that other choices exist.
I think it's been a real evolution for me. It's not a huge effort. We get to live our lives to the fullest.